Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see and hear me, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. It is 5 p.m. UK time. Weather update, been a bit sunny today here in sunny Cheshire in the UK. Rick is first on here. Good day to you from Tallahassee in Florida. We got Bo. Hello to you, Bo. Wonderful to have you. This is my first live stream, public live stream for about, it's got to be at least a couple of months, I think, because we've had, my wife and I, not me, we've had a baby 3.5 weeks ago. And I've been out of action, but this is the first time back, and we have a special one here. We have, well, you'll find out in a minute. Well, you know who it's going to be. It's Stefan. I'll bring him on in here in a second. Supernova is watching from Switzerland. All right, nice. We've got a connection already from Switzerland. Mike from Ontario, Canada. Jenny from Seattle. We got someone on Facebook from Vermont, but I can't see your name, I'm afraid. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Today, we have a really special one. We have my good friend Stefan Kunz is here. He's going to walk us through some Procreate tips and tricks. So I hope you have your iPads ready. I hope you're ready to go with some tips and tricks that he'll be bringing us. And who else have we got? Someone from Belgium, Foka from Belgium, Lisa from Vermont. Wonderful. That is awesome. So I don't want to waste too much time here. I want to bring Stefan on as soon as possible. Belgium in the house with Dina. Hassan is here as well. Glenda from Florida, USA. Thank you for joining us, Glenda. So yeah, I don't want to take too much time introing Stefan. A lot of you will know him already. If you don't, check out Stefan Kunz on Instagram. He is a prolific and incredibly talented hand lettering artist. He is also an educator and teacher, and we'll be talking a bit about that today. iPad is ready, says Karen. So I'm really excited to bring Stefan on. He's going to share some tips and tricks. So without further ado, why don't we do that? Stefan, make your way down the steps. Come onto the stage. Here comes Stefan Kunz. Good afternoon.
Hey, Michael. Good. How are you?
I am great. Wonderful. I mean, I was up at 4 a.m. this morning with a crying baby, but I'm still okay.
See, you have a great excuse to be up at 4 a.m., but I don't. Like, I have a bad night of sleep, and then people ask you, like, oh, do you have kids? And I'm like, no, I'm not married. I have a girlfriend, but we don't have kids, and I just wake up. So yeah, tough me.
No excuse. Yeah. Well, I wake up.
No excuse.
Even like I've been waking up at 4 a.m. The baby's been completely asleep, and I've just been like wide awake for some reason.
That is weird.
It does strange things to your sleep schedule, these babies.
I bet, and I can't actually wait to have that happen to me too. Someday, maybe.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. So, Stefan, we want to talk about Procreate here today. You are I can't think of anyone better qualified to talk about Procreate with us and to share your experience around it. I've been using Procreate for maybe a year or so, not very long. How long have you been playing around in Procreate?
Ooh. So I would love to be the person who says like, hey, I've been with Procreate since day one. That would be totally a big lie. And so I'm not going to do that. I was actually really skeptical about Procreate and the iPad in general. One of the first stories that I share in my course, and that's kind of like how I got into lettering and how I got into lettering on the iPad, because when I started out, I started with Photoshop and a Wacom tablet. And so that's kind of like what most graphic designers, animators would use. Like that's a professional device. And so then someday, like the iPad was announced with Steve Jobs, like announcing this as the amazing device. And one day as well, they announced like this pencil, like the Apple Pen. And I was like, how does a device that is designed for the mass market could be anywhere good enough to be a great device for like artists like myself? And as you can hear, like I've already had a super high value esteem of myself. Like I thought I am the standard of like what people are like designing off. Anyways, I'm digressing. but that was really what I was thinking. And so I thought the iPad, that's not for me. That's for everybody else who kind of like likes to draw. It's kind of like buying like weird pencils or something. Like, no, I need the professional stuff. I need the Copic markers of like the tablet devices. And if you don't know Copic markers, those are super expensive pens that like a lot of like professional illustrators would use. And so that's kind of like how I started. And that was in 2016. I bought an iPad, bought it like, I wasn't sure if I'm going to keep it. I knew the return policy that Apple has. Great return policy. I love refund policies. And I started using it. And then I realized like, oh, this iPad device is awesome. I don't want to give it back, but I only bought the small one. And then, sorry, I bought the small one. Like a couple of months later, I realized like, no, actually, or a couple of weeks later, I bought the bigger one. And then just a couple of weeks later, realized that I was running out of space. So I had to buy another one and bought the one with more storage. And then just like 3 weeks later, like 2 weeks, that's a return policy. 3 weeks later, they announced the brand new iPad that was coming out. And I was like, man, that's a device that I definitely want to have. And so within a time frame of just a couple of months, I bought so many iPads, and since then, I'm a great person to ask, what iPad should I get? What iPad should I have? Because I'm able to tell you which one you should get, like which device is best for you. But that's not what we're here about. We're here about and talk about Procreate. So I'm excited.
So did you go, when you went into the Apple store, would they be like, is it the usual, Stefan? Just another iPad today?
So they were like scrolling through and like, so we do still have like a couple of bigger options, like, or after like the second time, they were like, probably, hey, don't you just want to get the big one? And I'm like, yeah, I do. But like, can you get one less option? Like, I learned so much from that. It's a terrible mistake. But we do those mistakes often enough.
That's it. So, yeah, I mean, I've been playing around with Procreate for a year and a half. I mean, I'm a Photoshop, don't know what you'd call it, addict, or I've been using Photoshop since I got a pirated copy off my media studies teacher when I was 16. So I've seen the benefits of Procreate, and I'm still like, I still have my Photoshop subscription, but I do all my sketching in Procreate, and I've begun to start using it for more and more t-shirt designs over the past year. So I mean, what do you think, like, if someone says to you, oh, well, I'm using Photoshop, it's fine. Why would I want to use Procreate in the first place? What are the benefits over Photoshop or Illustrator if I'm using those already?
So that's the thing. I would have loved to use Photoshop on the iPad because I already have, and I still have a subscription for Adobe products. And I pay $50-$60 a month to keep that subscription. So it's super expensive. Procreate alone costs $10, and that's a one-time purchase that you have to make. So it's the best investment you could ever make. And now I always told, and I told even the people at Adobe and saying like, hey, why aren't you creating an app just like Procreate? Because Procreate is pretty much Photoshop on the iPad. And they're like, yeah, like it's cool and so on. But no, we have some other ideas. It's like, awesome. And I always wanted to help them make an awesome product. So far to this day, they haven't. And I've just been in touch a lot more with Procreate, like with the team at Savage in Tasmania. And they're like awesome people. They're so helpful. Like I've just recently had a problem that my iPad kept crashing and because of Procreate. And so I asked them and they're like, oh, maybe there's like the palm recognition, like palm rejection that you have turned on both on Procreate and on the iPad. And so if those two are turned on, it can lead to this problem. So that's very technical. But you see, like the people at Procreate, awesome people. And I already feel like I'm an ambassador for them, even though I'm not paid to do anything. But it's just been like the best app. They've put out like amazing new features over the years. And I've been so thankful for everything that I was able to do. And most of my biggest projects so far to this day have all been on Procreate or designed on Procreate. Like from the airport project that I've done, that was a huge campaign with different sizes, like huge billboard, like a 20 by 30 meter sized canvas. Like how do you design something for that? And I had to use Illustrator for that too, but everything designed, like drawn out, like in Illustrator, I just did like one click of a button pretty much, and that was pretty much it. And so those are the things you can do amazing work inside of Procreate, and then also be like have it featured on Times Square, like the Coca-Cola project that I did. And so it's been my go-to tool. Plus, it fits in my bag. It's something that I can carry every day. It's something that I'm very accustomed to. And like the way you can move around Procreate, it feels like there's nothing holding you back. Like when you're working with with Photoshop, it's just like shortcuts. You need to have a keyboard on your side to make really great use. And the people at Procreate really thought about the whole design process to make it easy and awesome. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah. I mean, like anything, like, you know, if you get comfortable in a piece of software, that's great. Like sometimes it's just quicker for me, you know, if I'm doing a simple design that's just text-based or something, to just open up Photoshop, you know, I can get something together in a few minutes. That's fine. But what I found was, and I spoke about this in an email earlier this week, that, you know, if you want to create really original stuff, which I've been leaning towards, you know, I want to use custom illustration. I want to do more hand lettering. Obviously, that's really hard to do in Photoshop unless you get a graphics tablet. And graphics tablets are clunky. You know, they're big. They take up space. You can't really go on the road with them. And well, you could, but it's like an extra thing to carry.
Hey, I did that. I had one of those tablets that you can take with you, but you always had to plug it in with an HDMI. And everybody who owns like an older version of a MacBook Pro knows there's no HDMI anymore. And then plus you had to plug it into a power outlet. Like, this device here that I'm using, like it has battery for an entire day. I rarely charge it up like at the end of the night, and I can use it all the time. And that's why like when I realized how handy it was and how fast this tool is, like my iPad right now has the same speed as my laptop. And there's no other tablet device out there. And now I'm sounding like an ambassador for Apple, which I'm also not. I wish to be, but I'm not. It's such a great device. It's so fast. And I still hear like a lot of people saying like, hey, I bought an Android tablet and so on. Like, what can I use there? Like, I don't know. I don't use it. I have no idea. And so I'm not the right person to ask, because I would always recommend buy an iPad and get Procreate. Like best investment I've ever made.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for me, like the ability to, like, I was using Procreate just to sketch stuff all the time, but then I would, you know, go over to Illustrator or something if I wanted to take it to the next level. And I've seen some people asking here already, actually. I think, is it Eleanor said, can Procreate make SVGs or like, you know, vector images? So of course, Procreate is not a vector-based program. It's like Photoshop, it's raster-based. But what works great for me is, like you said, you can do, you know, a huge detailed illustration in Procreate. This is what I do all the time. Take it over to Illustrator, vectorize it. You know, you can do the live trace. You won't lose, you know, hardly any quality or anything like that. And for the type of illustration I do, this won't apply if you're doing like watercolors or anything like that. But if you're doing t-shirt designs with, you know, bold custom characters and that kind of thing, then it works great. You know, as long as you know what you're doing, it's perfect. And, you know, Illustrator's great if you want to go for that particular look. But man, does it take a long time. Like, you want to vectorize something in Illustrator or you want to draw from scratch. I mean, unless you're an absolute pro who's been doing it for years, like that is a really time-consuming process. I much prefer, let me draw this thing in Procreate, then I can vectorize it. I can color it in Procreate. I can do everything I need to do. I don't even need to bring it over to Photoshop. So it's an absolute, you know, lifesaver, time saver if you want to get stuff done quickly.
So couldn't agree more.
So, Stefan, why don't you, I know you've got some clever stuff over there. I know you've got some special screens and things. Why don't you can you show us a couple of your favorite tips and tricks with Procreate? What are your, you know, go-to things that you like love, or that, you know, when you share them, people go, I didn't know it could do that, or, you know, what's some of the stuff that you can do?
All right, so let's jump in here to Procreate. One of the first things that I love is, for example, here, when you have your favorite brush, you're drawing out something, like, all right, now I want to draw out a shape, and I've called that in, but somehow the shape is not round. And that happens a lot when you're doing lettering, like the shape that you've drawn, it's not so beautiful. And so I know you can do like a quick shape like this. This is awesome. Like, this is an awesome trick to do. all you have to do is really much draw something out and then hold that. You can also edit here this shape and move that around, but that's not what I'm about to show you. What you can actually do, and is, let's go back, is to go into the adjustments here and go all the way down to liquefy. And now here, what you can do is you can change out the size, and here you can move out and shape something a whole lot different. Like right now I can move things around, and so that's not really what we want, but we want to create more of a circle of a round shape. Now, I sometimes have a hard time when I'm drawing it. And so what I can do here is to actually get it closer to a perfect just circle shape. And so that's where the liquefy tool just comes in so handy. And especially when you're sketching, like I use this tool all the time just to get something very, very nice and very beautiful like that. So somehow, just with a couple of easy tricks, I could move around and get it done and get it perfect. So that's kind of like one way, the liquefy tool. Another cool trick is the selection tool. So let's say I write out the letter, like let's say I'm just no lettering artist. I'm just going to type it out. So let's say, for example, the letter R has different things. Change that font into something that like fits my lettering style here, Mission Gothic. Scale it up. Now, the cool thing is here, I can duplicate that. So for a 3D part, place that into the background. Let's move that back here. Need to hold that down. Take it back, and then here, place it on the other layer. And now I can either change out the color. So one thing that I also like to do is not actually change the color of the layer, but like create a clipping mask. So here, so every time I want to change the color, I just can pull that in very easy, so nothing happens. So let's take here a beautiful orange like that. And now when I have to like connect all of these sides, like for 3D, you always need to connect. I found a new trick that I even haven't started teaching in the class because I only found that out beforehand, but you'll learn that very soon. I'll add that to the class. One thing that you can do is actually with the selection tool. So let's go pick up the selection. So here, freehand, and I'm going to use color fill to turn on this option. And I'm going to go here in the background and just start with the corner and then end here with the corner and then snap that. Like that creates a perfect line that connects these two. Here, that's another way. Boom, put it together and it's perfectly done. Here, it's a little bit more tricky just because there, you see now I kind of missed, like that's the point where I should start. I'm not even sure if you guys can see that on the live stream, but here, doing that again, and perfect way of connecting all of these edges. And so that's how easy it is to use the selection tool. That's a cool feature that I only recently discovered. And another way to do the same thing, same trick, a different way. Like I always like to say, like there's so many different ways that lead to Rome. It was a quote that I didn't actually invent, somebody else said. But one thing that's great is like now I can do that too. Here, connect that long, also edit shape, like connect that well, and then finally color that out. Now I know this is all black and I've got streamlined on, so it's a little bit heavy to see. So I can reduce here that. And another way is to also turn on canvas. And then you have here like drawing guide, edit drawing guide. And now you have like these two nods. So one, I'll put that back down here and here. So the blue nod first, place it on one of the corners, the green nod on another one, could be the vice versa around. And so now I've put a straight line, and since my 3D applies always in that straight line, it's super easy. I can just turn on here, drawing assist. That will turn on that, like every line that I draw is going to be exactly the way like my lines are here. So this is an easy way. And so like that, I can draw a perfect line just like this. So here, now I just need to erase a little bit, not too much. Perfect. And so that is how easy you can turn that on. And then finally, if you're done, or here, this one is also just a little bit in the shadow. Here, I don't even see where it's going in the back. So this is also a great way to do that. And so just like that, here, I can create a awesome looking R, invert that if I want to, turn this into a white color. So clipping mask merges down and then invert here. That's a quick way to change that. Boom. And you got a beautiful R that's already a little bit too bright, turning the background into something softer like that, and done. So those are just a couple of quick tips, tricks that you can learn in Procreate, or like how easy it is to work in Procreate. And as you see, like I'm doing this so fast, not even thinking about it much. And that's how cool it is. And there's just so much more. Like, man, like how do you duplicate like all of these layers? You can just actually drag and drop that. Did you know that? So you can just put that in. Now I know this hasn't done much, like it has duplicated that. I can also just go back and select group, like that's another way, duplicating something. But you can also take that group, move it around, go into another project. Let's say like I want to go in here and into this one and then drop it in. Boom. You just have to turn on all these elements. That's kind of one thing that sucks. Plus you also have to rearrange everything. And so that's a little bit the tricky part of getting everything right. But once you have like here, like clipping mask and then turn up the opacity just a tiny little bit down is an easy way to move a lot of different layers into a different shape and get it all right there.
Incredible. I can see some people in the comments saying, whoa, slow down, too fast. It's just like a, massive waterfall of information we've just received. But that's incredible. What occurs to me watching you run through that stuff is, you're in Procreate all the time. It means you can produce stuff like that, in
super
a matter
fast
of seconds. It makes you so efficient as an artist, which is so important. I've been speaking about this before, but in order to, make a good income, in order to create lots of work, in order to create, all the artwork you need to create, you must be efficient. You can't spend weeks and days on every design. And just watching you operate in Procreate as someone who knows every in and out of it, you're just like, bam, bam, bam. It's like a master at work. So I think this is a great point for us to mention because people are like, whoa, that was really fast. I got loads of questions. Slow down, da, 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 da. Obviously, we've only got an hour here. We can't go into, we can't go too slow. We need to pack it with value so that, you guys get the most out of it. But Stefan, you do have a brand new course all about Procreate.
Yes.
Why don't you just introduce that and tell us a bit about it and maybe explain what's involved in that?
All right. Well, I don't have the slide for the thumbnail, but I actually do have it here. So I created that in Procreate. So that is the slide, the ultimate Procreate online course. And here, let me start out with talking about that. We've built it this way so that one, you will start by learning from my tips. Like I have 10 hours of learning materials, 7 courses packed into one. Oh, my lungs. Promise it's getting better. So I just came back from a live session where I've been drawing names of people and like speaking for 2.5 hours, which is why I am feeling it. Anyways, so one, we're going to talk about learning. And in that learning process, you'll learn, for example, my digital process, like from sketch to finalizing, the way I work with clients, like how my digital design process works and how I work so efficiently. You've seen me work super fast and super like cohesive. And that's what I'm teaching you, like how I sketch out a lot of different options, then refine it, come down to my final option, the design that I finally end up with before I share it online. And you'll learn to go through the entire digital process, plus finalize everything and add effects, sharing that online. And you know what? The best part is you can do that from anywhere you want. Like it's going to be available to you any time of the day, 24/7, 365 days a week, and you get lifetime access. And you can watch it from your favorite cafe. You can watch it on your favorite couch or seat or in your bed. Wherever you are, you can watch it. And you can watch it also on your favorite device, whether it's on the iPad, iPhone, on your computer. Like it's really total freedom. So that's brand new and that's really exciting. And we're starting off really fresh. So whether you've been designing something or like using Procreate for quite a while, but you haven't really got the ins and outs of that, or you're just not feeling so confident about it, or that you haven't downloaded the app entirely, so you're just starting out, opening up the app for the very first time, we got you covered because we're starting off fresh with Procreate 101 and going through everything that it has to offer. But then also another big part of learning is to actually apply what you've learned, because theory is great. You've seen it all, you know, kind of like how it works, but putting it into practice is one of the most key components of any teaching device. Like, I've already done a lot of other online courses, and we've really tweaked and learned to do this better. And so with that comes a lot of great exercises. So we've designed great exercises that you can do, that you can apply everything you've learned. That so you know kind of like, how do I create like a color palette? We have some really fun exercises that you wouldn't even imagine. And I didn't even expect people to love it this much, but we are seeing, like, even just testing out the brushes is an exercise that people are putting in so much creativity and creating amazing work. But beyond that, you'll end up the class with amazing pieces, just like many of our students who have created really incredible stuff. And I'm already seeing now from the students who have just started enrolling last week, like last Sunday, one has already gone all the way to the ribbon and texture part and has created really crazy awesome stuff. And then third component of our learning process is feedback. We are doing monthly live student critique sessions, so where everybody can participate. You get a Zoom link, you get to hand in your work that you want to get reviewed on. And so feedback from not just me, but also your peers helps you to create amazing work and to improve and get better. So that is an important step of your design or your artistic process to create awesome stuff. And here is just an awesome image. And I think Anna Laura, aka Supernova, is also in the chat. She is one of the students who also joins our monthly student calls. And so you're really in good hands. We're friendly. We don't bite. We can't bite because of Zoom. But all of that has helped our students to really evolve and create amazing things. And so here's a before of Christine's work when she joined our boot camp. And then just after 4 modules, she created this. And the same results, I've seen that with Joanna, who has joined our course on Sunday and has already created the same level work and like the same gap, which is pretty amazing. Now, I probably know that a lot of you are like, well, I'm not a lettering artist. What do I benefit from that? Well, here's an example of Ali Burke, who has actually created a whole book just for her child. She created a children's book and created it all from the knowledge that she has gained from the course. And so this has been a huge step in creating something really, really awesome. And so this is why it's going to be awesome to see. And plus, we've also added a ton of great bonuses that are also really awesome, that a lot of people will be able to get. And one of those is like live, like full process videos of me creating like a mock-up of an airplane, creating a happy birthday card, and also a Typo X photo design device. And so all of that together, like combined, creates amazing pieces, amazing work. And so that is something that I'm really excited about and that I cannot wait to share with all of you. And so this is where I really am excited to see where it's going to go.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, like Stefan was able to demonstrate some of that ability, but tell us again, how many hours of content in the course?
Yeah, I didn't even say that. We have 10 hours of edited footage. So 10 hours, you got to imagine, like, edited footage is always more condensed, more packed with a lot more information, because we've edited out like weird things, stuff that doesn't make any sense. And so 10 hours. And as you can see, like Michael is scrolling through the entire course, and like keep on scrolling. There are 94 videos, and like they're like, we've just added even a new one for the ribbon part, because somebody asked us like, hey, I wanted to learn this in the ribbon part. And so I decided, like, you know what, here you go, there it is. And that's what is so awesome about doing this online, having this option of just including more and more content in that framework, and just really helping out people. Like when I see my students struggle with something and I see like, oh, maybe this wasn't explained that well, like we've tested our materials, but when I see something that doesn't work, we're really inclined to change it and make it the best boot camp. And so that's why we believe that this is not only priced really well, like all of our individual modules are basically a full entire Skillshare class, and like other classes that you can buy for $99. And so when we put down the price tag together, we just like thought about like, all right, we love the $200 price tag. Like our boot camps was $249, and we launched the course for just $200, so $198, that you can get it right now and only till today. So yeah, tons of content packed with everything you need to know to get started on Procreate.
Yeah. So if you're watching this and you're like, well, I don't know if you're using Procreate already, then you probably know a little bit, but trust me, you don't know half of what's included in this course. I mean, I've been using Procreate for a year and a half. I've started going through Stefan's course here, and you run through everything, like literally every element, every button, every icon in Procreate, you have covered. So you know that you're getting absolutely, the maximum use of the software, which is incredible.
This is
But not
actually
just
one of
that.
the
Go ahead.
Yeah, this was one of the most things that was commonly requested. Like when you go on YouTube videos, you always get like the what people want to see, and not necessarily what people need to see. Because something that you need to see is not necessarily the thing that is very like clickbait, like gets you a lot of views. But one thing that I've seen and I've seen my students do, like what does that do? And often enough, you don't find that video. And so what we've decided to do, my team and I, was like, let's go through Procreate. Every single button. Let's show you kind of like what it does, explain you how you have to go through. And we didn't fully dive into like the brush studio, but we really went into everything else. And just because there's so much content in there, and that's why like the first part, like the Procreate part, just goes 2 hours. And most of the people that just already have started, like they watch like just half of the first module, and they're like, I'm already blown away. I've already made my money's worth of like what I've paid for, because I'm already getting everything. It's kind of like somebody showing you Disneyland in a brand new way, not really just going through like, hey, those are the rides that everybody knows, but like really showing you like, hey, this is the secret entrance there. This is the thing that you have missed out. Did you know that this is the color that they use because of that? Like so many special information that you probably never thought of and you want to know.
Yeah. So, look, we've got about half an hour here left on the live stream. I know we want to get to questions and answers as soon as we can as well. But we got special offer on right now today. So, and I just wanted to say, so I'll put the link up here in a second if you want to check it out. But Stefan does have one extra special thing he's going to do today, which he said, if you purchase the course today while we're on the live stream, Stefan has been doing this really cool thing where he's going to actually write out your name. He's going to hand letter your name, and he's going to do that live on the stream. So we've got about half an hour. So if you want to buy the course, like within the next half an hour, probably in the next 25 minutes, just to give us time to get your name up, Stefan will do that. Isn't that right, Stefan?
That is right. I'm ready. You know how fast I work. I love to try out new things, and we've done that before. So let's have just a quick glance at what we had done before. So here we go. So we had Hita, Mariana, Carla, Leonore, Eowyn, we had Aileen, Felix, Jency, Deepinder, Sefkan, Nicole, Brenda, Jin, Christine, Dalia, Joanna, Jesse, you see, Isabella. There's so many different people who just bought that course, and we just wanted to say thank you. One, like give you a shout out. And also just like, hey, you know what? Let's do something awesome with that and write down the name. Plus, for anybody who buys and subscribes or like buys the course, you can then also email me directly, and then we'll send you even the Procreate file that we have created here by next week.
Yeah. So if you do want to buy it, there's a link right up in the top corner there. And the link is michaelessek.com/UPC. If you use the coupon code Essek, you'll get an extra 20% off. And this offer is good. The price goes up tomorrow, right, on the course?
To end of today. So
end of today.
Like,
so you have until the
end of the day, and we're looking that it's the end of the day of like the Pacific time. So we are going to change it tomorrow morning, first thing, because we know in communicating it often gets lost. We're like, hey, Friday is the last day, and then people are just like, oh, Friday. And then don't forget like time zone difference. We live in a different time zone. So that's why we're just going to change it. We're just making sure that everything is at the right time. But yeah, as soon as possible, you don't want to miss out on the discount, plus the extra offer that you can see here from Michael.
Yes. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second here as well. But there's a couple of things I wanted to pull out in the course. So let me just share my screen again. So Here we go. So yeah, you gave me access. I've got access to the course here. This is all the different modules. Like you said, it's like 7 courses in one, really. You know, it's like the complete beginner's guide to Procreate, all the way through to getting set up, all the way through to drawing letters. Section on 3D lettering, which is really incredible. We saw you do a little bit of that, but obviously you go into incredible detail and walking through everyone on there. There's some,
like this one. This is a piece that I've created inside the class. Like, how do you create really awesome looking, realistic looking 3D pieces just like this one, and many more. So this is something very exciting that you don't want to miss out, and you want to be able to create.
The 3D lettering thing for me is really interesting, especially because, you know, doing hand lettering in Procreate is great, and I'm always a big proponent of using hand lettering for t-shirt designs and stuff. I think it's a great way to have your work stand out instead of just, you know, using the same old fonts and stuff. But being able to do 3D and to really understand the theory of it, I know you go into, you know, the perspective of it, how to think about shadows and perspective and all that stuff. I think having that understanding, which I've never learned before, so I'm looking forward to going deep into that. It's just going to be great, because then you can produce not just really cool lettering, but really cool lettering that pops off the, you know, off the shirt or off the poster or whatever. So that's really great. Let me share my screen here again. Ribbon lettering, which you showed a little bit. You showed some examples of that. So there's a whole, you know, course on how to do the ribbon lettering. Textures, which you cover, and then the mixing photos with type. I know that's a big thing that you've done previously, and mockups. Tell us a little bit about the mockup thing, because this is really interesting. And you had a couple of Instagram posts earlier this week where you one where you were talking about faking it. Tell us about that.
This is actually a great part. So mockups, like, I know that a lot of you maybe know that I love airplanes, and not only do I love airplanes, I also love, like, I would love to have my lettering on an airplane. So in case anybody here is watching, I'm just going to say it out loud so I have said it because I want to say it. If you work for an airline company, please reach out to me and let's make something huge happen. That's something. But until then, I'm going to be content with this part, because I thought, you know what? I've been talking about it so much, but I've never actually created a mock-up of my design onto an airplane until now. And in the bonus part of the mock-ups, I'm actually going to show you how to transform this airplane into a brand new, like, empty canvas lettering. So here you go. So this is like how it looks, how I transformed that into a empty canvas. So removing all of the logos, all of everything. And now it's super simple. I can just add in my design, pull in everything I want, and then even create like my own airplane logo if I want to. And the cool thing about mockups is, like, I can place that anywhere I want, saying like, hey, this is cool here, this is cool there. And this is where it really gets to be super cool. Now, the thing about mockups is not something new, and it's something that I've used a lot of times. So here, for example, we have a couple of examples, like, for example, putting my design on a t-shirt. Like, that's not actually printed on. You probably could guess, but depending on how much time you actually spend on creating something, like, this is also like the same design, but on a bottle, beer bottle. Like, even putting your designs on a billboard. Like, that's something that is so important to know how to do, because, hey, show this picture instead of just showing this design that you've created for a brand. Like, show it how it was meant to be seen, meant to be used. And so that's something that I love to do. Sometimes I even wow my customers, because they're like, oh yeah, totally, I could see that out there and we should totally print that. And so that's something that I absolutely love to do, even to see, like, hey, what about this on the wall, on like the wall that I'm having behind me? Like, I create mockups. But for Instagram, very importantly, I try to create pieces that you will think about, like, oh, this is so realistic, or this is so beautifully done. Like, this one was the design that I've made, and instead of just having the design as itself, I wanted to make sure that it looks awesome and that it gets the like. And to get the like, you need to present it in a beautiful way. It's kind of like, I always like do the comparison with food. You can't get a plate with everything, like, have the same taste, but if the presentation isn't nice, it's not going to be as pleasant. And I talk from experience. I was just at, I celebrated my 1-year anniversary with my girlfriend, and we went to a fancy dinner place to eat. We had a coupon, and we used that, and it was like $600 to eat there. It was so expensive, but the food was absolutely stunning. Let me see if I actually have a picture somewhere on the phone. I didn't even get to do that justice, but let's see if I find a picture. Like, here you go. Can you see this? Like, this is a lobster tail, but like split up, has beautiful edible flowers, very juicy, very nice, and like beautifully presented. Like, look at that. That's a masterpiece in its own right. And so how you present your work, how you create something, it is so important. And so this year, like, I created that, I draw that, but then I placed it onto a chalkboard, making it look like it was actually drawn on chalk. And then finally, this is what that actually turned out to be. Like, I've added this head at the end. And so here I placed it inside of a poster so that you would see like, oh, this is actually a real piece. Like, it's not just a design, it's not just flat, it's actually drawn in real life. And I made it look like it's printed. And I've done this so many times over and over again, just because it sells so much better. Like here, this is actually another project, but let's see. I have so many different projects here. For example, this one is also great. Like, you would see this and you would think about like, whoa, this is actually really cool. Did you print that? Nope. I didn't even spend 1 single cent on printing. I just placed it on there because even if I wanted to sell that poster, that print, I would just place it there and then sell it online, like put it up somewhere. And knowing how to do that will actually help you. Like, if you're designing a t-shirt, it's not just great to see the design of the t-shirt. You want to know how it looks like, how it feels like, and so on. And I know, Michael, we talked about like creating like awesome mock-ups for your t-shirts. Like, it's super important, and it doesn't look like it's like this model that walks right off. So knowing how to take any photo of a person with a t-shirt and then placing your design on there, it's so helpful and makes something really great. And so that is why like mock-ups are so important. And I can't even say how important it is.
Yeah, it is really. Like, I was just, let me share my screen here a sec. I was scrolling through and saw, you did this incredible mosaic. I know that's a whole different topic, but you put together this crazy mock-up just in Procreate with the feet and stuff, and you did that all in Procreate. And this is just a great example. And like you said, with the with this post where you faked it, you didn't actually draw this on the wall. You very cheekily did it all in Procreate and didn't tell anyone. But that's an incredible, that's really great evidence of, a creative mind, not just in the ability to create a great design, but how you present it. Like you say, marketing your design is so important. And so many people just, create a design, they just put it up on Instagram, just a flat, design, which is great. Maybe the design is incredible, but if you have the ability to think or to do something original like this, where you put it on a product that no one else can do. I mean, there's websites where you can get mock-ups readily made, placeit.net and others. And I use those all the time and they're great. But I bet you won't find someone that's got a chalkboard mock-up with you on it. So to learn how to do this and to present your own original mock-ups, it's incredible. And I know you go deep into detail on this. I've watched some of the full process videos you've done where you've walked through, case studies on Coca-Cola and the airplane and some of that stuff. It's really incredible because you get a real deep dive into not just Procreate, but into Stefan's head, because, you're not just learning Procreate. You can go and learn Procreate from anywhere. There's loads of people that will walk you through the settings and stuff. What you get with Stefan's course is you're learning Procreate from someone who uses it every day, who is absolutely proficient at it, but who also has this incredible ability as a designer to create work that really connects with clients, which is why you've been able to do, 100,000, 6-figure, jobs for Coca-Cola, for Adobe, for Apple, incredible jobs. And you walk through those processes as well. So, the course is incredible. Everything you've packed into there is, it's an incredible amount of work. I can see some questions coming in, so I want to make sure we answer some of these before we get cracking. But I think we've had some sales already. I'm just gonna see if we can confirm, and maybe Stefan, while we're taking questions, you could get started on some of those names. So, who was the first one here? See, my email doesn't actually show me the name. Maybe you can see it on your side. I can see we've got a sale with a discount code Essek.
I see them. Let me just go in for the first one we got, because we got a couple ones here. I just need to filter out which one was there. The very first one was, see it. Here we go. It was Melinda.
Melinda, congratulations,
Melinda. So thank you, Melinda, for purchasing the course. So let's get diving in, and I'll switch over here.
Yeah, and while Stefan's doing that, let me have a scroll through the questions. Okay, so some questions on coupon code. So yeah, if you use the coupon code Essek, that will be great. If you buy through the link, we should be good anyway, but that Essek coupon code will get you 20% off. And I should probably mention here as well that I've got a bonus which is included as well. So let me walk you through this. So if you buy today, let me share my screen here. You can still see Stefan working on Melinda there in the background. So Stefan's Ultimate Procreate course, that's going to be $249 from tomorrow. I've got a special exclusive bonus which you can't get anywhere else. It is called the Ultimate T-Shirt Ideas Starter Kit. Now this is, in fact, let me show you a little bit what's included in this bonus. This is my little book of T-shirt ideas, ebook. There are 2 downloadable PDF posters, the T-shirt ideas cheat sheet poster, which is behind me, 2 of my other ebooks, loads of other digital goodies, Airtable bases, video trainings and stuff. This is a big bundle of goodies, which is usually not available. And if you did want to buy them individually, it'd be like $124. So if you buy Stefan's course today, you will get both, obviously his course and this bonus from me. Total value would be $373. But today, if you use the coupon code Essek, that should be $158.40 plus tax, depending on where you're at. So that's over 50% off, maybe even 60% off, I think. So you'll be able to get both of those today. How this is going to work is if you use the coupon code Essek, or if you used another coupon code but you bought through my link, just email me with proof of your purchase, so your order number or whatever, and I will hook you up with access to the Ultimate T-Shirt Ideas Starter Kit. If you want more details on what's in the starter kit, because I don't want to go through everything here, but I can quickly show you. This is kind of a summary of everything that's included. Loads of trainings, my books, all the books that I've done, and some really incredible bonuses as well. Usual price, $124. Free today with the Procreate Ultimate course. So michaelessek.com/UPC, that's the link to buy. michaelessek.com/bonus if you want to see what's in the bonus, and use the coupon code Essek. Okay, and in the time that it took me to do that, I think
we got Melinda
has done
here with a beautiful 3D style. And what we could also do is just like duplicate that, turn that into a good old black here, fill layer, and then reduce the opacity to just a little bit less, and then turn that down here, somewhere here, and even lower, just like that. And then you have a beautiful piece on the screen. You don't see it that well, so let's add just a little bit more shadow so you can see that nice in the background. So let's do the next one.
Yeah, let's do the next one. And you said you would
send that to them.
These, yeah, you'd send this to them if they email you. What's the best email for them to use, just so we know?
The best email is mail@stefankunz.com, and so that's my direct line that you can get access to, and then you can send that, and we'll get that done.
Awesome. So yeah, if Stefan draws your name, you will be able to email him. Just email mail@stefankunz.com. Did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he will email you the file, so you'll be able to have that for yourself. And you also said, Stefan, they could put in their business name instead, right? Instead of just using their name. So you could actually get Stefan to draw you a logo here for the price of like $150, which would usually cost you like, I don't know what, $10,000 or something like that.
Yeah, no. But that was actually it it was a funny joke that we made before the live stream. I was saying like, if only somebody was smart enough to just put in their business name, they would get like the cheapest design that I would ever make. Like my first job that I ever made was designing a t-shirt for a Christian clothing brand. And I charged like $400 per design. And so here you get like me drawing your name out for a very, very inexpensive price. Not that that's why you're doing it. I hope that you're actually buying the course because you want to take the course. But I was just saying like that would have been like, even just for the promotion, you get your brand name on a lot of different things right now. So this is Simon. Let's add some shadow here on the background. Place that here, fill layer, turn that halfway down, and then move it just a tiny little bit like that. In the background.
Incredible.
Simon, boom. Then who do we have next? We got Nancy.
Nancy, go for it. We got a couple of questions here. I'm going to just answer these while I can see them. Christopher said, so if we order today with your code, it is only 158-ish, and we have until late today Pacific time. Yes, bingo. If you order today and you use that coupon code, it's going to be $158. If you wait till tomorrow, then the price will go up. And I think the coupon code will still be good, but you won't get it at this low price.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and use that coupon today and get it all cracking. Which one are you working on now? Sorry, Stefan.
Just working on Nancy.
Nancy, lovely. You know, I heard you say that. I remember that clothing company. Was it Walk in Love?
Walk in Love.
You did the first design. I remember those.
And I still have the t-shirts. Yeah.
That's cool because I remember when I was first like checking out t-shirt companies and stuff, they were one of the first ones that I was like, oh, they do some really cool stuff. I really like their style, and such a small world.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know the owner reached out to me and said like, asked for like, hey, how much do you charge for one design? And I said like, I don't know, like probably my first one that I ever did. So I was like, yeah, I don't know, $400. I was like, great. Can you do 7? And I'm like, yeah. And just asked me for a whole discount on all of them. And I was like, of course. Like I was happy to do it.
Yeah.
So here, just adding some highlights. That
Incredible.
always makes it look really cool.
Yeah. The first job I ever did, I did a website for someone, and it was, and they said, same thing. They said, you know, what do you charge for a website? And I didn't know what to charge. So I just like looked at the cost of a new MacBook, and it was like $700. So I just said, oh, £700. And they were like, okay. And I was like, yes. And then like did the job, and then took the money off them, went straight to the Apple store, bought my first laptop. And
so smart.
And that was it. That's how I got started. A couple of questions here. Is there a payment plan with the coupon? Can you answer that, Stefan? Will the coupon
actually,
work on the payment plan?
Oh, that's a great question. Actually, your coupon code doesn't work on the payment plan option.
Okay.
But I will change that. And at the end of the stream, you'll have that. Let me see if I can. I'm going to do it later. Okay. But at the end of the stream, you can then just scroll down on our website all the way down, and then you'll find like a second payment plan option. But the payment plan option or the discount will work on the payment plan option. And I see that we had a couple of more coming in here. We have Lizette.
Lizette, awesome. Question from Marie. I missed the name bonus. Is it the first number of buyers or first day of buyers? So it's people who buy right now on the stream, Marie. So if you've bought it while we've been on air, and I don't know, what have we got? Maybe 5 minutes left. Or if you buy in the next few minutes, you might just have time to get your name, and it's just a nice little bonus to get your name written by Stefan. So yeah, Marie, that's the deal with the names. You won't be able to get your name written out if you buy after the stream or anything. It's just a nice little bonus for today. I think, Stefan, you must be like going to bed and dreaming of people's names, right? Because you've been doing this for like 2 days, just drawing people's names on the live stream.
It seems like it, but actually it's still quite like because you do so many, you're like just thinking about like, how can I do it? How can I do it better? Like right now, I'm enjoying this 3D brush that I'm playing around with. Like it gives me an opportunity to also try out new things that I haven't done before. So that's always something really cool to do, to try out new things that you haven't tried before, and it helps you to really experiment and have some fun doing so. Like this is Lizette, then I have Bo and Dina, and also what is that? Ninjon.
Okay. So I think that, I mean, yeah, if you can get through 3 names in the next 5 minutes, that's your task. Let's see how he does. A couple of more questions here. Just to say, Lynn says, "What is the code for the payment plan?" So you can use the same coupon, but it's not going to be. You won't be able to use it on the payment plan until after the stream is finished, because Stefan's busy drawing people's names.
I do have. If you want to do it right now, it's TUPC. You can use TUPC. Use the link that Michael has given you, and then go all the way down, and then use the code TUPC20. That gives you like all capital letters. That will give you the code. So this is Bo. Let's do another one. We're jumping through those names. Let's do here. What else? Like I'm getting a little bit faster as I'm going on, because
that's what you get when you have a short name. You can do it really quick.
That too.
Okay, we got I'm in, says Karen. Bo says he missed it too, but you didn't, Bo. You just got yours written in, right?
Yes.
Thank you for my new logo, says Facebook user. So yeah, I mean, if I wish, well, I should have asked Stefan to do my name first, but obviously you can email Stefan and he'll send you the file, and then that would make a lovely, like you could frame that and hang it next to your desk or whatever. That would be a lovely little keepsake, wouldn't it? Tracy says, will the course be repeated with the Zoom calls? Like if I got the course deal now, could I actually do the Zoom stuff on the next go around after I buy an iPad?
This is a great question. So you can start the course anytime, but we won't do the live courses anymore. At least not from this type. The reason being that we want to open up more space for other courses, for other parts, and we cannot do that if we are just doing the same course over and over again. What I cannot say is or what I might say is that when or if is to do live courses in person, not on Zoom, but the boot camps, like the Procreate boot camps, we're not going to do those again. So if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what Stefan's saying is previously you've taught some of this content in a live setting.
Yeah.
This course that you're getting is not taught live. This is all pre-recorded. You can go through at your own pace. As you can see on the screen, all the videos are here. You can start them anytime you like. You can dip in and out. But as part of this course, you do have monthly live Zoom calls, right? Where people can get help directly and stuff. So as soon as you're in the course, you'll be able to get access to those anytime you like. You'll be able to join up. Yeah, you wouldn't even, of course, need to have an iPad in order to join the calls. You could learn and then save up for your iPad as you go. So, yeah.
And what we do have is we still have other boot camps that are starting up. In 10 days, we're going to start a script lettering boot camp where I'm going to teach and all about how to create awesome script lettering parts. And so that one right now is in beta version. So that's kind of how we start creating new types of workshops, is to actually to teach them with boot camps. That's why we tested out the Procreate course on others first, and everybody who signed up for the Procreate bootcamp also received the online course so that they can also create awesome things. So that was Ninja. Let's see if we had some more. I know we have 1 minute left. I went through those 3 and I'm seeing, let's see. Oh, we got a couple more here. Whoa, that went fast. Karen, let's see. Oh, my battery is about to die on the computer here.
That's the hard limit that you're going to meet, isn't it? So if you're just joining us or you're just watching, Stefan is drawing the names of people who are buying the special offer that we have on right here, which is Stefan's Ultimate Procreate course, including my Ultimate T-shirt Idea Starter Kit. Usual price for this would be, or total value would be $373, but today, if you use the coupon code Essek, you can get it all for $158. I can see a question here from Karen. Where do we sign up for the live calls? I believe you email people about the live calls. Is that right? Once they're a member, Stefan?
So yes, you instantly get access to a bonus session. So try to see if you can actually go out of your account, and well, not of your account, but like out of the course into like all of the other courses that you might have. And then there you'd see like a student bonus part. And as soon as you're there, you should be able to see all of the rest.
Let me do this because I've got access here. So I've got it up on my screen. So it's this student bonus one, the yellow one, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So
That's
up next, April 14th is the next Zoom call. So you'll have access to this. You can click that. You'll see where the link is. I won't show the link, but there's a Zoom link right there for people to join and access to all the previous recordings as well. So that's how you get onto the live Zoom calls. So yeah,
see,
that's
now
how you do that.
It feels that somebody actually did give their logo.
Wow, look at that.
Here.
Someone's been paying attention.
Somebody has done a great job here at putting this together. So now I'm just also wanting to, like, see, as soon as I start doing something, I want to do it properly. And
you're a perfectionist.
Even though I know it's for free, it's still like, hey, somebody bought the course specifically for that, maybe specifically for that purpose. But here we go.
Sisterly Love Designs. Well done to you for bagging yourself an exclusive Stefan logo.
So here we go. I think like you could work on that for a very long time, but we have another one, Christy, as well.
I think that's going to have to be the last one. Thank you, Christy. Yep. Incredible work. So yeah, I think we'll have to end the name drawing there. But if you're just joining us or you do want to take advantage of the special offer, Stefan's Ultimate Procreate course, which you can see on your screen. This is an self-paced course. You can get started right away. It's like 7 courses in one. It includes lifetime access and access to monthly critique calls. Incredible value if it was 3 times this price, but especially today, you're going to get a special bonus if you use the coupon code Essek. You can see the link up in the top corner. You should see a pinned comment with the link. All the links are in the description. If you buy today, you can get it all for $158. So yeah, incredible opportunity to get access to all of this today. And there you go, Christy. Take a look at that.
And now invert, reduce, and then move it back here, and then boom.
Awesome.
Done. Look at those details.
Look
that
at
looks
that.
amazing.
Incredible. Facebook user says, Michael, how do I get all of your products you offered? So yeah, if you bought while we're on the stream, or you bought via my link, or you use that coupon code, just email me, michael@michaelessek.com. I'll write my email in the comments. And just include your order number that you use to purchase it, and I will verify it with Stefan, and then I will grant you access to the Ultimate T-shirt Idea Starter Kit. You'll get access to all of that as well. So, Stefan, we've gone over our hour now. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't thank you enough. I'm sure everyone who got their name written will want to say thank you to you. Please do give Stefan your thanks when you email him. Don't just say, hey, give me my file. But be polite and say thank you so much, because that was a really sweet bonus to do.
It was so much
Stefan,
fun.
if people want to follow you and stuff, where can they go?
Hey, you can always find me on Instagram, on YouTube. Mostly active on Instagram right now. And yeah, just follow along for the journey. And it was such a pleasure. Thank you, Michael, for having me, for taking the time, and also for me allowing to show and demonstrate like what Procreate can do. And it's just a fantastic product. I'm so excited, and I can't wait personally seeing the transformation, like I showed you from Christine. Like there's so many more, and you can just go into the course and see like first assignment, like boom, so many people have already handed in their first assignment. We have already over 300 plus comments in there, and then I can't wait for all of those people go through at the end and then see the results that they're making. Like even only after 3 days, you can already see results, and it's just so. As a teacher, there's nothing better than that. And I haven't seen students who haven't put in the time to do it really well, who haven't seen like great results from there too. So that's really amazing. So thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just show here that you're doing feedback to everyone who's submitting stuff right now on the course. So
exactly.
You don't have to wait for the live Zoom call, but Stefan's actually reviewing everyone's stuff and giving feedback, as you can see on his Instagram. So yeah, thank you, Stefan, so much. Guys, if you've got any questions about the offer today, do reach out to me or Stefan. We'll help you. We'll point you in the right direction. We'll give you the right links, and we'll answer any of your questions. You're buying from real people here. We actually do reply to emails, and we do help you out. So michaelessek.com/UPC is the link. You can email us with any questions. But thank you so much for joining us, everyone who joined us on the live. And thanks again to Stefan. Hope to have you on another live stream again very soon.
Love to.
I'm sure we're going to have some great success stories from people who've joined the course. So thank you for everything you do, Stefan. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
And let's do it soon. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
See you, everyone. Bye-bye.